What's up, YouTube? This is your big bro, King Jabez. Back today, another very important message. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free. Follow me over on Instagram, the King Jabez. We're pushing 100K. Go tap in. And for those who want to talk to me one-on-one, I do offer consultations. Whatever you decide to do, I will appreciate it. Let's work. Today's video, I believe I gave it the title, Chosen Ones. You just threw your enemies completely off with this one. I mean, they didn't see this one coming. And now you're about to be put on display because of the work you've put in. Let's tap in. Your enemies have watched you closely. Let's park right there. I got so many thoughts. I got different layers to this talk. Let's park right there with why they're shocked. They're shocked because they have been, ready for this one, monitoring you. You monitoring demons. I'm going to say it flat out. That's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. You are a demon. Not the person, but the spirit behind the person. They're sitting there. I mean, just imagine a demon just watching you. This is what it is. Sometimes we say that stuff so casually, monitoring spirit. Do you know what you're saying? You are saying that an evil spirit is watching you through a person with bad motives. That's what that is. Oh, we just throw it out there. I'm gonna make it. I'm the type of person. I'm gonna make it plain. There is a real devil. In some cases, devils plural. In people watching you, monitoring you with bad intentions. You see what I'm saying? And the reason that's significant because the angels, as I said before, I'll say it again, are referred to in the book of Daniel and also the book of Enoch. By the way, go tap in and read some besides the Bible. That part. They're referred to in the book of Daniel as the watchers. So angels monitor with good motives. God watches with good motives, right? He's the Most High. That's why I say Most High. He's above everything, right? So the Most High is watching you. Obviously, he sees everything. But he's not monitoring you. It's a difference. Angels are watching you, but they're not monitoring. They're not watching you with an evil motive. You see what I'm saying? God's watching you to see what's to you. Honestly, let's keep real. Let me tap in. Let me speak up for the Most High real quick as one of his men. He's watching to see what's to you. You know how we say in Chicago, what's to you? God's like, okay, what's to you? Are you real? Are you genuine? Are you going to use what I gave you? That's why God's watching you. You see what I'm saying? That's why he's watching me too. Okay, is this boy going to use what I gave him? Is he going to speak up? He's going to use his time. Telling the treasures, is my daughter, let me speak to the ladies now, going to use what I put in her for my purpose. You understand? Does that make sense? So God's watching from that perspective to help you. He's watching sometimes, to be honest, because he's proud of you. Let me go ahead and give you a pat on the back. So we think sometimes God's watching just to correct. That's one of the biggest misconceptions about God. Let me put that out there. God is also watching. And by the way, if you wonder who am I to speak about God, I'm going to say respectfully, I'm a theology expert. Theology study of God. Studied God thoroughly for 10 years. Put that out there for all you religious demons. Because some of y'all got this spirit too. Yeah, we're typing in today. She said, what's a religious demon? Glad you asked me. A religious demon is a devil that pretends to be God. That's one of the worst devils. Because that spirit comes right at you and wants to counter everything you got going on. And always want to call everybody fake. Wants to imply this superior intelligence. Wants to imply this superior spirituality. No one can be as spiritual as me and my church. I don't get with that. So that's the devil too, by the way. A lot of people got that one. So that's for you. And I'm on a roll today, as you can see. You know what I mean? Of course, with a title like this, I want to speak my truth. This is how I feel. I'm going to be honest. See, sometimes I kind of hold back when I'm thinking. I'm going to just tell you in a raw what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. I am tired of that religious spirit. I am tired of you monitoring demons, constantly watching, not just me, but the chosen men and women in our way. You see what I'm saying? And this is not like this is a spirit just in my way. That spirit is in your way. I want you to understand that religious spirit that keeps you from really fully being yourself. That's the spirit that keeps you broke under the pretense of being godly. That part. Okay, you don't have to be broke. You don't have to be irrelevant to be godly. Let's make it plain. Okay? Oh, get that. Yeah. That's what we're coming today. And also, furthermore, I'm going to speak exactly how I feel today. You know, this idea of watching you thinking they got you figured out. And this is why this next move in your life has them so thrown off because they didn't see it coming because they thought they had you already figured out. They know who you are, and you got people who know you better than you know yourself. That one just blows my mind when people think they know me better than I know me. That's crazy. That goes crazy. You know, and they watch you and they think they get you figured out, especially from social media. Social media is a snapshot to somebody's life. You don't know a person from social media. If I see somebody on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, I may have a general understanding of who they are. But these people who I have never talked to, never had a conversation, never had dinner with, never actually had real heart-to-heart talks. Unless we did a consultation like that. And even then, that's a formal talk. That's a formal conversation over a Zoom call. That's not a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So we don't really know each other. I'm going to say it flat out. I don't know you really know me. You know what I'm presenting here on YouTube. You know this part of who I am. Because, of course, the talks are just a part of my personality, not everything. But that's beside the point. They think they know you. And they know a little about you. You have some talents. In other words, you have gifts and abilities in you that you haven't even manifested yet. And that's why it's such a surprise when they see you take off with your music for your artists. This is why it's such a surprise to them when you find your person and the person is somebody they wanted. You get a real person now. Somebody that they want. That they want them. And now they feel a way about you. Because you have a degree they want to get. They had a desire to get a degree. I'm going to talk to you today. And whatever. Let's just throw something out there. Let's just randomly say engineering. Okay? They had the desire to get a degree in psychology. Just throwing something out there randomly. They had the desire to get a degree in the arts. Whatever. And they had a plan to do that, but you actually did that. And so now they're sitting back confused and puzzled thinking, how did you make it and I didn't make it? And there lies one of the biggest problems with humanity. Stop worrying about other people. I told them I'm going to just speak my truth today. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to just be me. I'm very opinionated, okay? If you never have noticed it by now. Worry about yourself. Some people you got to tell them, mind your own business. Don't worry about me. Somebody put in the comment section, I'm feeling good today. Somebody said, Big Bro said, stop worrying about me. Don't worry about where I work. Don't worry about the degrees I have. How much money I got, who I'm with. Mind your own business. That's the problem with people. It's one thing to watch somebody for inspiration. That's great. To be encouraged. We're supposed to be our brother's keeper. Ain't that what God said to Cain? Right away? Oh, I'm sorry. That's what Cain said to God sarcastically. Am I my brother's keeper? He's being sarcastic. But really, you should be your brother's keeper. You should be your sister's keeper. That's what it's supposed to be. So we should be inspired by each other. We should help each other. We should grow as chosen men and women. But a lot of times, people don't want to do that. They don't want to help you. They want to outdo you. They don't want to collab. They want to compete. I'm talking today. We don't want to really see our brother do better than us. We don't want to do what the Bible actually says. You ready for this one? And that is to esteem others better than ourselves. We ain't doing. We're not coming like that, my boy, sis. We're not esteeming people better than ourselves. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Reap with those who weep. So the righteous thing to do when someone has some good going on, man, good, I'm glad for you, my boy. I'm glad for you, sis. That's the right thing to do. But people don't want to do that. They want to judge. They want to minimize. Oh, that ain't nothing. The hating demon come out. Now you're a hater, boy. You are a hater. Nothing worse than, let me tell you something about yourself. Let me tell you something about you if you're a hater. Let me talk to you directly. I want you to look right in my eyes. If you are a hater, sir, ma'am, I want you to know that being a hater, I want you to never forget this. Look right in my big old eyes and never forget this one. Being a hater makes you just like Satan. Yeah, if you study the book I told you all to read, Angels, Satan, and Demons, when you study who Lucifer really is and Satan and his ideology, that's one of his hallmarks. Hater. Okay? That is a characteristic of Satan. You player haters. Sitting back, always mad at somebody. Man, some of y'all, you don't come to mention. I got you. That's you. Sit back watching people and mad when they're doing better for themselves. You a hater, boy. Sis, I want you to know that today. The big bro said you are a hater. Somebody got a better job, you hating. Stop hating. Be happy for that person. They got a bigger house. Stop hating. Be happy for that person. You know how hard it is to get a job nowadays, a good job? You know how hard it is to make money, to achieve something in life, to finish a degree, to find the right person. Relationships fail every day. Let's tap in. That's one reason why Kevin Samuels is so popular. You dig? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. We talking today. Right? Relationships fail all the time for a number of reasons. On both sides, by the way. Men and women. Let me put that out there. Because always the men, it's both of us. It's everybody. Somebody from down south. It's everybody. For y'all, all y'all from down south. Everybody. Okay? It's men and women. It ain't rocket science. It's both sexes are creating problems. Period. All this, if it's always on the women, always on men, we'll never get anywhere else. We'll be right where we're at right now at a standoff. And that's what we are, by the way, in most cases. I'm talking today. Most relationships are at a standoff because it's always the man's fault. You men's. Everything man's fault. Mental health, men. Menstrual. Everything starts from men, men. I saw that post on Instagram too, by the way. That was actually kind of funny. And it was a post for everything that every problem women have. It was the first three letters were men, men. Actually, that was actually hilarious. And whoever came up with that was actually a good post. I can't even lie. That was actually funny. But on a truthful point, there are problems on both sides, right? So that's in terms of that. So why did I bring that up? Because people struggle in that area, as you can imagine, for a number of reasons. So when someone has a successful relationship, you want to come forward and you want to minimize it. You want to compete because you don't have that yet. You might have a job, you may have a little money, but you don't have a man. You don't have a woman. And so since you don't have that, you want to minimize the man. I got you. I know I got you figured out. The man that someone else has, we want to minimize the woman that someone else has because you don't have that, my boy, sis. Am I talking? Come on. We doing some work. Let's do some work. Ain't that what I say every video? Let's do some work. We doing some work today. Yeah, come here. We working. We working in here. So we have to stop that and learn how to celebrate. Somebody say the word today is celebrate. Celebration, by the way, is what dancing is all about. That's why dancing is a celebration, or it's a spiritual warfare, a sign of victory. That's why when you dance, you feel better, right? Some of you ain't dancing, that's why you're depressed. But anyway, dancing makes you feel better. It raises your frequency, raises your vibrations. Why people do that at parties? It's common sense. It changes your mood, your spirit, because it's a sign of celebration. It's a sign of victory. Why do you think football players get a touchdown? They have an end zone. They dance in the end zone. What are they doing? They're celebrating their victory. I have worked all year. I now got a touchdown. I'm finna celebrate this. You finna see, basically, you finna see this, right? Deion Sanders, his son's in the league now. He's always dance to the end zone. That was his thing. Prime time, right? He kind of like started that. Kind of low key too. Kind of how did I think about it? I'm kind of just talking now. Kind of low key started the gritty too. That came from Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders he started the gritty back in the 90s. But anyway, that's a side point. We're gonna look at the highlights. It look the same basically. You know what I mean? So he started a lot of stuff. But the point is, they would dance because they did something good. That's what you should do when others are doing well. You should celebrate that. But as opposed to celebrating, you slander. Slander. It sounds. I'm gonna make it sound as bad as possible. Slander. I'm make it sound terrible because it is. Slanderer. I don't know if that's even a word or not. But slander is the exact opposite of celebration. When a person does well, you should celebrate that. You shouldn't be sent back upset. But slander is, instead of me celebrating, I'm going to minimize. I'm going to say something bad about it. I'm going to accuse them of having a bad motive. That's what you do. Whereas those of you who watch this with the good spirit, many of you who watch this have good spirit, obviously, you celebrate, you encourage, you enjoy that. Man, I'm happy for you, man. Good for you. That's what you're supposed to. That's what a good human does, right? And so that's what we're talking about today. Now, in the context of being put on full display, what am I saying? Since you've passed some tests, you have been through your process, it is now time for the Most High to reveal to the world publicly what he has been doing in you privately. That's what we're talking about. What you have been doing privately in the gym, in your study, in your work, on your phone, with your business, on your laptop, when you're traveling, whatever you're doing, whether it be traveling, going to the gym, reading books, working your job, building a relationship, working on your mental, working on your physical, your diet. You do a lot of things in private. And now it's time for that to be put on display. So that may mean a social media page where people have access to you. This is 2025, bottom line. So if you don't like social media, that's on you. But if it's your goal to do some things publicly in terms of business and marketing and whatnot, you got to show your face. That's the way it is, right? You got to show yourself. And you can do that with confidence when you've been putting in the work, when you're doing things the right way, you have nothing to hide. And you say, big bro, I feel like I have nothing to show right now. That's fine too. That's fine too. Nothing wrong with building yourself up first for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I tell you all the time, I was not on social media in my 20s at all. And I'm not suggesting it for everybody. Obviously, that's not for everybody. It's common sense, right? Some people should be on social media in 20s, especially great common sense athletes, public figures. There are millions of people who obviously should be on social media. Everyone's life is different. But for my life, the Most High wanted me hidden my entire 20s. So I couldn't be impacted by a number of things. But that's beside the point. My point is, and I'm not suggesting that you should spend 10 years on social media. That's not my point. My point is 1 year, 6 months even, it's not the worst thing in the world. There's nothing wrong with taking a break to really focus on self, right? Focus on yourself and grow and have something that not just to show, but have something that others can be inspired by. Because we're not showing it just to say, look at me. It's bigger than that. We're showing to give glory to the Most High, to add some, to show publicly, look what I did. Look at this work. And others can watch that and be motivated. Others can watch that and be inspired. That's the purpose of that. So, in conclusion, chosen ones, you have thrown your enemies completely off. They did not see coming what you're doing right now. And you are about to be put on full display. So, that's what I have for you guys in this video. Thanks for listening. God bless.